here at the end of round one.
Yeah, Terence strong has got the net. There's beautiful tapping it over. He's looking to finish, but now he's got the slip and the miss. Oh, the good start to Terence.
Triangle here potentially is Balelo.
Nasty shot getting Terence down to the ground. He's not letting go. But he's taking a lot of shots from Terence.
On that mic. See this in the cozy.
What's happening, people, and welcome to the Rambling Dad podcast. And today I am joined by Terence, the Black Panther Balelo, the EFC Bantamweight champion of the world. How's it going, brother? How are you doing?
I'm doing well, my brother. It's an honor to be on your podcast, finally. Thank you for having me, man. I'm honored.
No problem, mate. Thanks for joining me. And a massive shout out to Ola and the Fight Week show for hooking us up, getting us together, man. You know what I mean? Ola's doing some great work, and I know you two have got a great relationship together as well. So, mate, let's just get into it. Like, phenomenal performance. How are you feeling after that?
I'm still starstruck. Feels like I'm in a dream. Feels like I'm in a dream, man.
So I was like, what, 10 hours notice? That's absolutely insane, man. Do you know what I mean? Like, so how did all that come together? Were you just lying in your bed and you get a phone call, or?
Yes, I was lying in the bed and I got a phone call from the matchmaker Ashley, and he told me, check here, we will fly you out for tonight to fight. And I was like, what, tonight? And I was like, let me talk to my coach first. I called my coach. He said, the first thing was, don't play with me, Terence. This is too early. I was like, coach, I know I'm making a mistake. This is for real. And he told me he's going to be there at the house in like 10 minutes. And he came at the house and we talked. We called Ashley, went back and forth with them negotiation-wise. And they told us, check you guys down. And we said, yeah, let's take it, man. Let's challenge ourselves. Show people that we got balls. We got balls, as they say. So we took it, and
big balls, mate. Big balls. Yeah, I mean, how many people get a phone call in the morning, lying in the bed, go championship fight tonight? Are you in? Most people can't even like get somebody to go to the pub with them for a drink on 10 hours notice. You know what I mean? Never mind jumping in for a championship fight and going out and doing that and putting a show on for the world like you did, mate. It was unbelievable. So what were your team's thoughts? Like, other than him saying to you, oh, don't play with me, what else were they thinking when you said it? Were they thinking, yeah, let's do this? You had 100% backing? Or were they thinking, oh, is it too quick? Can we turn this around?
No, for the whole thing was after the last fight. I told my coach that I want to stay active. I told everyone I'm always going to stay active. That's me. Yeah. I want to get myself out there. I want to be in the UFC, and that's the goal. That's the vision and the mission for me, is to get to the UFC. And doing that, I have to stay active. So I told Graham, I was pushing them, get me a fight for December. And obviously Graham was like, okay, you want to fight? Why don't you step up against Musa when Senna pulled out and my name was there and they took the fight, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna take this challenge, and I think with both hands, man. This opportunity comes once in a lifetime, man. And yeah, like I said, God was molding me, and here we are, world champion.
Definitely somebody watching over you anyway, mate. Definitely. You know what I mean? And like you say, opportunities of a lifetime, you can't pass them up. You've got to take them when they're given to you. When they're in front of you, you got to grab it with both hands and absolutely run with it. So now, like I say, mate, phenomenal performance. You were long. You were distance control was phenomenal. You were in, you were out. Your jab was working. You were stuffing takedowns left, right, and center. So obviously, 10 hours notice. Then what, you just booked a flight, jumped on the plane and shot on over to go and get the fight done? Or do you just drive there? Or, well, I don't know. South Africa is probably massive, so you probably wasn't going to be driving there, was you? You know what I mean? So
we flew over, and the plane got delayed twice, though. It got delayed twice. Something was wrong at the, I don't know, in the railway. I don't know what they call that stuff. Something was there, and the plane got delayed. Everyone was going crazy. There was people that were supposed to go watch the rugby game in France, the Springboks game, and they was go to France, and they were going crazy. Oh, we're gonna miss our flight. We're gonna miss our flight. And I was just sitting there chilled. I was like, yo, am I gonna make it in time for this fight tonight? But yeah, we got there in time to the hotel, back to the arena. I gotta look good, so I had to dress up a little bit, something for the fans. We got there, and like I said, the EFC is great, man. They look after their
Yeah.
fighters, man.
I
Especially
mean,
the main event one.
I've only been put onto the EFC recently by Ola and everybody, but from what can I see, man, it's a great show. Yeah, I mean, the production of the whole thing's fantastic, and like you say, they look after yourselves as well. So, obviously, with that, you never had much time to prepare for the fight against Musa at all. So, had you seen him fight in the past? Did you know what you were coming in against? Did you know what type of fighter you were going to be facing in the octagon?
Yeah, I've watched a few of his fights, but it was always because we fought on the same card, the EFC 100, and I watched his fight with Sinan, and I knew that his right hand, he's always loading with it and countering with it. So he's more of a power punch guy, and
Yeah.
he doesn't throw combinations. He's not fluent. He's more stationary. But I was nervous as hell, bro. I'm telling you, man. I've never felt so nervous. I saw him at the arena. As I got in, we locked eyes. He walked past me, and we just nodded at each other. And I was like, "Shit, I'm about to step in against this big mother." But
I was gonna say it's a big dude as well, isn't he? Like,
it's a big dude for sure. These bantamweights are big. They walk around at 70 kgs max, and they cut weight as well. So I knew his right hand is going to be there. We started him on a plane while we were waiting for the plane to take off. We were watching a few of his fights, and we just drew up a small plane. And I was just gonna go in there and flow, man, and just do my thing.
Yeah, just do you and just see how it went. Like you say, you were aware of the right hand. Aware, obviously, he's a bigger fighter than you, weighs more than you. What were you walking around at the time when you went into there? Obviously, no time for weight cut, nothing.
Yeah, I walked around 64 kgs.
Yeah,
that's 100.
He would have been even more going in.
Yeah, for sure. He looked thick.
Yeah. But like I say, you were light on your feet, man. I don't think he knew what to do with you. You were bouncing all over the show, and that was maybe your nerves. Like you said, you were nervous as anything going into it. You're probably just keeping on your toes, and it was kind of just flowing through you, the adrenaline. You know what I mean? The hype of the championship fight, all of it, and how fast it all came together and how it all happened. But man, somebody was on your side that night, and you looked great. Like you really, really did. And for somebody like him that's got a big, heavy right hand, he was probably looking for that counter shot, thinking, if I can catch him, I'm going to get him. But he couldn't catch you.
Yes.
He really couldn't catch you, man. And it was great to see. So what was going through your head as you were going through the fight? And obviously, as you got more towards those later rounds and you were realizing, I'm winning this. This belt is mine. Yeah, I mean, what was going through your mind when you were in those moments?
What went to my mind was just like I haven't been so active in terms of intensive with my training, but I knew what my mindset. I said my mind is stronger than all of these guys in my division, in our division. Like whoever I step in against, mentally, I'm gonna make sure that my mindset is stronger than theirs. So I knew for a fact that I had to stay calm, pick my shots, don't touch anything, don't burn myself out and do crazy stuff. Because I want to do these crazy stuffs, man. I want to go out there and put up a show for the fans and do the flashy things I always do, sparring. But for this one, I was like, no flashy stuff. Keep it clean and simple. Just touch him, make him frustrated, make him miss, make him pay. Just like that. We know we're gonna shoot because I don't have grappling. All they gotta do is take me down.
You've got some submissions under your belt. Don't be lying to me, man. You know.
That's what they say. That's what they hate to say. They're all saying take Terence down and choke him out. That's the scenario now. You know, just take him down and choke him. But I know for a fact it's not gonna work. And especially for a stronger guy, I was like, I'm actually handling him good in the grappling exchanges, and I was like, I just to trust my jiu-jitsu, man, and trust my wrestling and my defense when it comes to that scenarios. And I trusted my coach as well. I'm speaking to my coach while I'm in that difficult positions, and I felt so comfortable in them. And my coach just had me laser focused the whole time after every round. Stay calm, do your thing. Do not get stuck into a brawling fight because I want to brawl so bad. I want us to show, bang. So for the fans, Yes, sir.
So
yes.
how did he feel? Did he feel strong? Did he feel heavy at any point, or do you think, actually, he's not as strong as I thought he was going to be?
He felt a little bit strong when he was on top of me, and I was like trying to hold him down a bit, but he always got out, and I was like, okay, even the shots he landed, I felt it a little bit wasn't that that like a shock because I'm getting punched in the face by bigger guys gym every time.
Yeah.
You know, but other than that, I just had to keep moving. Don't stay still because what happened in the last fight was I didn't move a lot. And that's how I got caught. So I had to stay active and not give my back. I told myself I'm never gonna give my back ever again in a fight. If you gotta gum in my guard and we're gonna chill there, I don't know, you can damage me, whatever, but when I get up there, I'm gonna smash the shit out of you. So that was
Well,
my mindset.
we've seen you in the past throw elbows from the bottom and everything. As I've gone back and I've looked at clips from your previous fights, as I was making that little edit there at the start as well. You know what I mean? You're lethal with the elbows. Anybody comes into your guard, or if you're in their guard, those elbows are coming and they better be ready for them, brother. I've seen it. You know what I mean? You're a dangerous man, no matter where you're sitting. But like you said, you're wrestling your jiu-jitsu, you had faith in it. You know what I mean? You're just determined to, like, you're not getting my back, you're not keeping me down here. I'm getting back up and I'm working my game plan. Like, you've done really well of getting yourself back to the cage, making sure that you can slip out, whether you get into half guard and then get like catching a leg to try and get back up, whatever it was you were doing with the underhook or anything that you were going for, man. You done really, really well, especially with a guy that weighed almost 10 pounds heavier than you. Probably more than that on the fight night itself. You know what I mean? Like, that's what you weighed in as, was 147, I think, or 146, I think you weighed in at. You probably weighed upwards of that when you actually stepped into the cage. You know what I mean? So phenomenal performance.
Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, no problem, mate. So what you been up to since you won the belt then? Just mad celebrations all weekend? Just chilling with the family and the friends and the team, or?
Yeah, we went out Friday. Thursday, I couldn't go out Thursday evening because my leg was fucked. It's still fucked now. It's about swollen up here. But we went out a little bit. Just had popped a few one bottle of champagne, and just had a few cocktails. Nice. And I was in bed. I was 11 hours out.
So tight. Well, it was a long day for you, mate. You know what I mean? Jumped on a plane, went there and done that. Boom. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the body's still sore.
Oh, I can imagine, but never mind physically, mate. Mentally as well, though. Yeah, I mean, that is mentally draining to go through all of that. So no wonder you're absolutely crashed out. But I'm sure there's a lot more celebrations to look forward to over the next week or so.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But I want to get back into training, man. I want to heal up and just start working and get better and not slack off. Because these guys, when they get these titles, they tend to stay comfortable there and they slack off on the training and stuff and slack off on everything, on their routine. Where I'm still taking my cold showers every morning. I'm still meditating. I'm still doing my breathing exercises. I'm still stretching. You know, I'm staying disciplined, and that's what I want to do, man. Get myself out there, cause you just gotta. I'm not gonna get into that thing where I'm a champ now, so I don't have to train. I'll train whenever I want to train. Nah.
Yeah.
Stay the same person. Chill.
That's grounded, and stay consistent.
Yes, sir. You never know. Dana White might call me. Mick Maynard might call us December
I was speaking to Ola and I said to him, somebody better tag Dana White right now, because you're the type of fighter that he absolutely loves. You never say no to a fight. You turn up on short notice and you go out and you put on a performance like that. You know what I mean? And like you say, the discipline of, I want to stay active, I want to stay busy, I want to put on a show for the fans. The UFC absolutely love that, man. And sure enough, you will get your shot soon. One of these days soon. I'm definitely sure that you'll be getting your call up, whether it be Dana White Contender Series or whether it be straight into a card. You know what I mean? But you're definitely well on your way to getting there. So obviously this is your first time jumping on the show. So what I normally like to do when people first jump onto the show is just to hear a little bit more about you, get a little bit more about yourself, your backstory, where you came from, where you grew up, and just other hobbies and interests and things that you do outside of MMA. Just, you know, I mean, humanize you a little bit for the fans so they can relate to you on more levels than what the MMA one is.
Yeah, so I grew up on a farm. I grew up on a farm outside of my hometown, Swellendam. I grew up on a farm with my grandparents and my sister and my cousins. So we were more. That's why I'm so very family oriented. I love my family because they've always been there. So I grew up with them, and I was always entertaining the family. I was, as a young, you can ask them. I was always entertaining. I was always entertaining them, dancing, singing, and just cracking jokes and stuff. I always wanted to be that one and I always knew that one day it was going to be something big, man. I just had that feeling. I don't know what it was, but I just knew it was going to be something big one day.
Yeah.
Single mom, you know. I don't know my father. I've never seen my dad before, but I'm not gonna try and go into
We've
that
got
now.
we've got that in common, mate. Don't worry about it. We're on the same page there, exact same page.
My man, I appreciate it.
So,
So yeah, so I grew up on the farm, and after I finished primary school, we moved to the township area, which is Swellendam, where I stayed now for most of my life. I went to high school there. I finished high school there. I was a hustler since I was 15 years old, man. Cause single mom, living with the
yeah.
grandparents. I had to be in a golf course. I had to caddy, make some money there. Worked at the restaurant and just make some bucks there for the family and saved up for me to come to Cape Town to pursue my MMA career with my
Yeah.
boy Butcher, 60 kg. So yeah, and 16 years old, my friend showed me this video of Connor, and I was like, what? And Connor's just whooping these guys, and he's just whooping the guys left to right,
Yeah.
glasses on, 3P. I was like, I want to do that one day.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
wanna be like that guy one day. And after that, we just set our mind to it, and we started training, and we beat each other up in the garage. 17, 16-year-old kids beating each other up.
No gloves, no gum shield, no nothing. Just beating the
And
crap out of each other.
we just going at it. We just go with a pair of gloves, and we just go. We would grapple, and when we got to
Oh, you gotta love it.
Cape Town for the first time, and we did our first jiu-jitsu session, and we choking out the beginner guys, and
Oh,
everyone
really?
is like, this dude's have this before, and we telling like we only beated each other up in the garage. We've
Yeah.
never been to a gym. This is our first gym, and the coach at that time does with the advanced guys, and we're giving the advanced guys like tough times in the grappling exchanges. Obviously, they're choking us out, but we're giving them work. We're giving them work.
Yeah.
And after that, the coach I had at the time, I'm gonna get you a fight, and he got me my first MMA fight was in 3 months. Got me a fight in 3 months, and I was like, yo. Normally it takes 6 months, but he got me a fight in 3 months. I showed up and showed out, and after that, I was like, this is what I'm do for the rest of my life.
Yeah, and that was it. The rest was history. I mean, we did all the way up to this point. So, when you started training, like you say, you started in the gym with your mate, which is incredible. And then when you got in there, so jiu-jitsu, was it Brazilian jiu-jitsu that you first went into? Then did you start learning like a single martial art before you went into mixed and started covering everything? Or did you start striking and everything when you first got to that gym?
So we did a bit of boxing. We did a bit of boxing in Swellendam, where I'm from, my hometown. We had a small gym there, but I was so into MMA, man. I would throw elbows on the bag and knees, and the coach would be like, "Yo, this is a boxing gym. Focus on boxing. Don't do your karate stuff here." And I was like, "You don't see the vision. You don't see my vision." Yeah. So I had my first sparring session there, actually, in that boxing. Yeah.
Oh, really?
And
Right, okay.
I was sparring with this one guy who was just it was 4 guys. We had like a 4-man tournament. I won it, and I broke this one guy's
winner stays on.
and I was like, I'm actually good at this.
Yeah, I can make something of this. Excellent, mate. Excellent. So, what's your favorite thing to train then? Out of wrestling, striking, jiu-jitsu? Have you got a certain area that you love the most that still resonates with you from when you first started, or are you just all round now?
I love all around, but my wrestling. I love the intensity. I love the feeling when you dead tired, you and your training partner, and you still gotta push. You still gotta go. That I love that type of feelings. I love to get that nice sweat wrestling and just go hard at it.
Nice, mate. So how do you prepare for a fight then? So do you focus on your opponents, or do you just train to fight in general? Because I know some people, like, obviously when they look at them, like you said there, you got into your first amateur fight, and then I think you had 7 amateur wins, didn't you? So how did you learn how to prepare for each one of the fights? Was it sit down and look at tape of your opponent, or was it, right, I'm going to train and focus on myself and just work on my all-round game?
Yeah, so the coach I had at the time, he always used to sort out that stuff for us, like training schedules, which day we must do this. Monday sprinting in the morning or road work, conditioning, boxing, drills, wrestling on Fridays, or Tuesday jiu-jitsu. So we always used to have a schedule for every fight camp, and he would study the guys and send me notes, and I would work on that stuff. So, but for now, I've been on the thing of we sit down with the coach, with my coach, teammates, we watch the fights, and we drew up a plan, and we just keep on working hard, man, and improving. And
Excellent,
when
man.
we spar, we implement it into the game plan.
Nice. And then obviously from there, from the amateur of the seven fight wins in amateur, you went on to win a 4-fight win streak in professional as well, didn't you? So did any of them fights stick out to you the most? Like, did you notice the difference in the level when you got from amateur to pro? And then was any of those first 4 fights stick with you as, man, that was a tough fight, or that was my favorite fight because of how you felt and how obviously you won every single one of them? So you're not going to be sitting going, oh, like that was a really tough fight and I didn't do too well, because you won every one of them anyway. You know what I mean? But was there any one of them that did stick with you?
So actually my first one, my debut in EFC, that was like a nice fight for me, because not the fact because I knocked the guy out, it was just the fact that I'm making my EFC debut. I've been dreaming about this since I was 6 years old. I've been writing it down, and here I am about to fight against a tough dude. It's gonna kind of rip my head off, and I went out there and I had fun, and I was myself. I felt present in the moment. I was just enjoying myself in there, and I got the finish. After I got that finish, I just went bizarre, man. I was like, nah, I deserve to be here. Deserve to be at this level, and yeah.
Well, so it gives you that confirmation, doesn't it? That all the hard work, all the effort, everything that you've been manifesting, everything that you, like you said, standing in that gym and striking that bag with your elbows, going, this man doesn't know the vision and he's telling me to shut up. Everything that you've been thinking about, everything you've been working towards, all came to light in that fight, really, didn't it? When you get your pro fight, you get in there, you feel good, you're flowing, you get the win, and you know, I mean, yeah, this is where I belong, and this is what I want to do. I mean, that's excellent, man.
Yes.
Wicked, mate.
Exactly.
So your last fight was a championship fight too, which was absolutely insane, because that was only just over 4 weeks ago now, wasn't it? EFC 107, from EFC 107 to EFC 108, 2 championship fights within 4 weeks of each other is unheard of. Like, absolutely and you're 23 years old. That's a lot of people don't even know that. 23 years old with 2 champion fights within 4 weeks of each other is crazy, and that deserves all the admiration in the world, mate. It is phenomenal work. So how have you developed this mentality over the period of your career? Like, how have you developed this winner mentality, this champion mentality of anywhere, anytime, and getting in there and putting on 2 performances like you did? Obviously, the one last time never went your way, but how have you developed this mentality?
It's just but the work I'm putting in, man. The people don't see the stuff I do behind the scenes. They don't see the struggles I go through. They see the injuries I go through. So just me and how I grew up, man. How I grew up, and just me learning and seeing all these high level guys in the UFC. You know, the Izzies, the Usmans, seeing those guys, how they work, how their mindsets are. The Sean O'Malley's, you know, how do they do their stuff? Just showing people that I might talk well on the mic, you know. I might be a good fighter. I might fight well, but the thing is this: I actually have balls, man. You know, I got balls, and I had to show it to them. I had to show up. This was the perfect moment for me to show up in 10 hours notice and take this fight, just to shut some people up, man. You know, some haters. You never shut them up, but
you're always going to get them as well, aren't you? You know what I mean? But at the same time, what I always say to people is, when you're getting a hater, you know you're doing something right. You know what I mean? You don't see anybody that's doing well hating on anybody. You only see people that aren't doing well hating on people, and it's jealousy at the end of the day. You know what I mean? They look at you and where you are, and like you say, they don't know you outside of the sport. They don't know your backstory that we've just discussed about, coming from a single parent household, living on the farm with your grandparents, all the struggles that you've gone through, everything you've gone through within your career of training and injuries, and what you've come over and what you've had to process in your mind. And like compartmentalize and go, right, that doesn't matter. This is what I'm focusing on. They don't know any of that. You know what I mean? So you're always going to get them. And at the end of the day, you're doing absolutely brilliant if you've got them. That's the way that I always look at it.
It's true, man. It's true.
It really is, mate. It
Yeah.
really is. So that last fight, obviously, that's probably where some of them have come from, and that's probably where some of those people that you've had to shut up, you know what I mean, is probably come from your last fight out against Gift Walker. Obviously, like we said a second ago, the fight never went your way, but you had a very, very good first round. You know what I mean? Your leg kicks were damaging him. Like, he didn't like those leg kicks at all. And big respect to Gift as well. You know what I mean? Great fighter too. But you were putting in the work in that first round, even though usually the first round is a bit of a feely out round. You know what I mean? You kind of want to see, how's he going to play the game? How am I going to play the game? What's his striking like against mine? And how are we going to work this out? How are we going to dance together? You know what I mean? But you done really, really well. Like, your distance control, all of it, mate, was great. So what was going through your mind as you were getting into that second round?
The second round was, I remember sitting in the corner with the coaches, and we're talking. I was having a blast with them, and I was like, we might win. I told my coach, we might take this one home, because he did nothing in the first round, and I was like, this is kind of weird. For me, it looked like he didn't want to be there. He just looked off for me. I was like, okay, if he's gonna come in here off, at this big moment, I'm gonna shine here. You know, I'm gonna use this as fuel, and something tells me in the back of my mind that, like, he's gonna shoot. It's almost like I forgot he's gonna shoot, and I was like, is he gonna shoot? Nah, he's not gonna shoot. And I went forward, and the ref said, "Oh, go back." And I went back. I went forward at him again, and I went for the side kick to the knee, and I saw that one, and I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna pop his knee here tonight. Mark my words." And he threw this weird combination, and he shot weird, and he slipped, and I pushed him away, where I should push his head off and just get my leg out and go and finish the fight in the feet. My mind is like, kill, kill, kill. I'm seeing his face here, and I just want to punch a hole in his face and scramble. I'm meeting him with elbows. I'm meeting him with shots to the side of the head. And when I go for guillotine, where I shouldn't have gone for, but I love guillotines. I get it all the time in the gym. Now I go for guillotine, he slips out. I'm like, shit. I'm on my back now. I got a triangle position. But like I said, I didn't trust my grappling in that moment, because I had this injury 2 weeks in the beginning of my camp. I haven't grappled. So I was like, if I have to throw this triangle on now and squeeze and burn my legs out, how I'm going to feel after the 7 since the round ends, I'm still in the triangle position. I'm squeezing my legs, and I'm going to be in the feet. So I left it, and he got my back, and I made a small error and got a choke in, and I was like, shit. My coach told me afterwards, next time you see a triangle, go for it. Don't even think about your legs casing. Just trust your jiu-jitsu, because you're good in all areas. So I trusted my grappling and everything. I trusted myself in this fight against Musa, and I had to show them all. You guys are sleeping on me. You guys can take me down and just choke me out. No waste.
Yeah, not going to happen. As you can see, like you say, that you can notice that in most fights when somebody goes for a takedown, you push the head away and you offset the angle. I've noticed you do that quite a lot, and you adjust their spine just away from you a little bit, and then, like you say, you come in with those hammer fists, you come in with those elbows, whatever it is, you're lethal. And your coach has probably got a good shout there as well with the triangle. Like, you're bang on as well, mate. Like, how are your legs going to feel in the third, the fourth, the fifth, if the fight was going to go the full 5 rounds? If you were squeezing for your life on your legs, trying to get him in that triangle and trying to choke him out as much as you can, but maybe he was defending it, and you're struggling and you're rolling around and you're fighting it. Like, your mindset and your thought process has been good. You know what I mean? You've been thinking about the longevity of the fight and how are you going to keep performing in the way that you want to perform. But obviously, sometimes when the opportunity is there, like your coach said, is trust in what you know, trust your grappling, trust your jiu-jitsu, and go for it. And one other thing that you can always do, as much as you like punching the life out of them, is when they're locked in that triangle, just like Paul Craig, as we see him do all the time, is land some big dirty hammer fists whilst you've got them locked in between your legs too. You know what I mean? So that's always there for you. Like,
it's crazy, man. I could have been a double champ now.
You still can, mate. You still can. That dream's not over. I was going to get onto that in a second ago. So obviously, you mentioned to Ola that when you done the interview with him last week that you were back in the gym the next day after that fight against Gift. You were straight up and back into the gym the next day. You were like, "Nah, I'm not having this. This isn't me. This isn't what I want to do." And you were back in there working on whatever it was that you had to work on.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I couldn't sleep, man. I couldn't sleep. I was just so frustrated with myself, man. And it's because this whole MMA business, it's a roller coaster, man. Even outside of just fighting, life in general is it's mixed up emotions. You're up and you're down, up and you're down, and that's what I went through this last few weeks. I was up and I'm down, then I'm up and I'm down. And the Wednesday evening, I spoke with God and I asked God, just show me something, show me something. What should I do? And give me something, show me something. And I got a call from Ashley, and here I am, world champion, man.
Being
Just
presented
shows
with
that
that
God's plan,
opportunity.
his timing is perfect, man.
Yeah. Excellent, mate. So what learnings did you take from that then? Like you say, you weren't happy, you couldn't sleep. What was going through your mind? What were you thinking? All right, this is where I messed up and this is where I shouldn't have messed up. And this is what I need to work on, and this is what I'm going to do going forward. So what learnings did you take from that fight and then led them into this fight this weekend, into the championship?
So the thing that bugged me the most was I don't like disappointing my people, especially my team, my family, people that support me, the real ones. The real ones, your day ones, that small circle, the people with you behind the scenes when you're down, and when you're down and out, they lift you up. So I just felt very emotional, even speaking with my grandma after the fight, and I'm literally crying, and she's like, "Why are you crying?" And I don't like disappointing you guys. That's why I'm crying. And she's like, "You're gonna make me cry now." You just have to face it in life, Terrence. You know that you've been through this your whole life, so just stay focused. And God's timing is perfect. So trust Him. He has a plan for you. And yeah, man. And so that's the whole thing that went through my head. But what I've learned is just I had to trust myself. I had to trust my grappling, man, and not overthink nothing, and just be me and do me. And that's it worked out, man. Now I know what I should do when I get my EFC flyweight champion also.
Yeah. You're gonna get it. That's where I was leading on to with this as well. But just touching on that there, when your grandmother sounds like a very strong woman. She's very well-minded there. She knows exactly what she had to say to you to try and build you back up. Like you say, your people, your small circle around you. some great words of encouragement for you from your grandmother there. Like so, and it probably meant a lot to you in that moment as well. Yeah, I mean, probably give you that determination to go back in the gym. And I'm pretty sure that when you were training, you probably had her words going through your mind, and you were probably thinking about it every single day.
Every day.
So we mentioned before you're very active. Like so your amateur started was 2019, and then from 2020, 2021, 2022, and now leading into 2023, you've had 3 fights every single year. You've been very, very active, very start, middle, end of the year. You've always had 3 fights leading into it. You're very consistent in how many that you're going. So quick turnaround. Are you taking a break now? Maybe a little vacation, just chilling out for a little bit and then getting back into it at the start of next year? Or are you going to be looking at trying to get something before the end of this year, before it's out? Maybe pump it up, try and get to four fights in 1 year.
It all depends, but I wanted to get in. I wanted to get one in December. I like to fight in December. I just like to end the year off nicely. But now speaking with my coaches and with this injury I have, I don't know how long it's going to take to heal properly. And my body's just sore, just overall sore, and my mind is going with all this, all the attention coming now, me being a champion. It's crazy. But I would love to step in there again in December, but it depends. It depends. I spoke with Graham, I spoke with Ashley. They know we're good for business. So whenever it's a big fight, whoever, I'll speak with my team and we can make something happen.
If that champ status comes back up by any chance, if that rematch against Gift gets offered to you and the opportunity presents itself, I'm pretty sure you're not going to say no to that one, are you?
course I won't say no to that one. I know what to do.
Yeah.
I know I can beat him, and I know I'm not bashing him or anything, but I know I can beat these guys, man.
Yeah.
I know I can beat these guys. I will beat these guys.
Mhm.
And before I leave to the UFC, I will be double champ.
Brilliant, mate. You heard it here first, folks. Yeah, I mean, Terence Balelo, double champ of EFC, just before he makes his UFC debut and gets himself onto the scene with an absolute blast. So, like you said earlier on, the goal and for your career is obviously getting to the UFC. So a lot of fighters have different things that they try and tie. Obviously, you want to get to the biggest promotion, the biggest world stage that you can do, get your face out there, get your name out there, and obviously make a little bit of money along the way. You know what I mean? But what is it for you? Is it legacy? Is it glory? Or is it both?
It's all of it, all of it, all
Everything.
of it,
Mm-hmm.
everything. I want when I'm all said and done, I want people to be like, this dude, that Terrence dude was legit.
Yeah.
Even though he spoke or he speaks a lot, he talks a lot of trash and whatever, but he
Mm-hmm.
actually did. He showed us he had balls, and he took up challenges, and he challenged himself, and he gave
Yeah.
back. He's a good person. He got a good heart, and that's what I
Mm-hmm.
want to do. I want to give back. Uh, when I get to that point where I'm sorted and made a lot of money, I can give back. I'll
Mm-hmm.
do that. I'll for sure do that and give back. And I want to change lives. I don't want to be a
Yeah.
role model. I want to inspire. That's my thing. So that's
Mm-hmm.
my mindset. I want to do good things before I'm gone and when I'm done with MMA. I want to settle
Yeah.
when I'm 35 years old. I want to be done with MMA.
Mm-hmm.
35, 53, millionaire, maybe a billionaire. You never know.
That'll
Get
be
that
all
kind of
right. That'll
status.
be all right. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean, so what do you think you would do? Do you reckon you would open up your own gym? Would you try and like help somebody, the younger talent coming through, and maybe go into coaching a little bit yourself? Or I can't imagine running a gym's much fun. Yeah, I mean, the business side of it must be pretty tiring. But I reckon seeing the prospects, seeing the talent, just having your experience to pass on to somebody else would be a beautiful thing to do. Yeah, I mean, so is that something that you'd be interested in doing in the future?
For sure, for sure. I
Yeah.
love people. I do personal training as well on the side as a side hustle. So I just love training people, and it's nice for me just to communicate and teach them what I've learned, and just always staying consistent. Cause you gotta research and research and research, and I'm
Yeah.
learning different type of things when it comes to training and other people, and that's what I want to do. I want to open up my own gym also. I want to have a few
Hmm.
coffee shops. I want to have a few apartments that I want to rent out. Just
Yeah.
properties, assets, and just do big things. That's what I want to do one day, and I'm gonna do it.
The business mind's coming in already, mate. You're already thinking, how am I going to get up there? Yeah, I mean, so yeah, on it, brother. Absolutely on it. So well, let's go back into the bit a second ago. You said people say, oh, he talks a lot on the mic. He does all of this. That's all part of the game these days. Conor McGregor changed that. Yeah, I mean, like it used to be a lot more old school mixed martial arts respect. I mean, respect still given, but it used to be a lot of old school martial arts was bow to each other, show the respect, go through all of that piece. You know what I mean? And everything traditionally from a martial art was all about respect. Where now it's a lot of smack talking, social media, jumping on the mic and giving it big fucking woo-ahs wherever you can. You know what I mean? Like a little bit of insulting here and there just to try and bring it up a little bit. So what's your thoughts on that? You all for it? You love it? I've seen a couple of your clips at the weigh-ins where you're in people. You better make weight. You better make weight. You know what I mean? You're right there with it.
I'm all in for it, man. Cause at the end of the day, you gotta step in the cage anyway. You signed the contract already. You gonna fight anyway. So
Mm-hmm.
just do your thing. You wanna smack talk the guy, smack talk the guy. But you must
Yeah.
know you're gonna step in that cage the next day, and you're gonna have
Mm-hmm.
to show up and show up. And
Yeah,
that's
you
that's
better
the one
back
thing
it up.
yes sir. And that's the one thing I do, man. I believe in my training. That's where my confidence comes from. I believe in my training. And like I said, I'm learning, I'm studying, I'm still young, and just having that mindset of ju- just do you, be you, man. Look at Easy, man.
Mm-hmm.
Easy's himself. Look at Connor. They themselves, you know.
Yeah,
But at the end of the day, it's a business. You gotta sell yourself. Otherwise, you're not gonna
that's
get
it.
yourself out there.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
You
I'm
see,
all
you
in
see a
and
lot of
I'm all
fighters complaining about it as well, don't you? Though, of all, but he gets all the shots and he gets all of this, and it is because they do that. They put themselves out there. They put themselves in the limelight. They get everybody to be watching them and thinking about them and talking about them. You even get people that like you say, Izzy's himself, Connor's himself, but you get these idiots. Personally, I don't really like it when they turn heel, i.e. a Colby Covington, you know what I mean, where they start acting like somebody that they aren't, and I'm just like, right, I get it for the entertainment purposes side of things, but like you're going that far away from who you are that it's not even cool, you know what I mean? Like some of it's a bit wild, like, but now you're 100% right. You need to go out there and promote yourself, otherwise you're not going to get very far with these things.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, and one thing about Kobe is I actually love Kobe because
Yeah.
he actually he DM'd me and he told me good luck. It
Oh,
was for
nice.
my fight. It was my fight at EFC 105, I think. And I posted a picture of where he won the belt, and
Yeah.
he replied on it, and he said, "Good luck with your fight." And I was like, "Shit, Kobe just replied." I took a screenshot,
Crazy.
showed my coach, and everyone went crazy.
Uh-huh.
So yeah,
But that's
I
what I
like
mean.
Kobe. I like
He can be a nice guy and do things like that, but he just doesn't showcase it enough. It's always he's the villain. You know what I mean? Whenever he turns up anywhere, he's the villain for it all. But he brings in the entertainment, he gets the crowd going, and he's one hell of a fighter. You can't knock him on that one. You know what I mean? His wrestling's phenomenal. His cardio is absolutely fucking up there. You know what I mean? Like there's not many people that can match him on his cardio as well. So that's fair enough. So where do you see yourself? I was going to say 3 to 5 years, but maybe that might be a bit too long. You know what I mean? Your thought process is probably a little bit shorter than that. How many more fights would you like to see? Like you say, you want to get to double champ status. That'd be phenomenal for your career moving forward into the UFC. It just gives you that little standing for people to jump onto. They like building stories behind fighters and giving people to something to they can jump onto and something that's tangible for you. So where would you see yourself, let's say, in the next 1 to 3 years? What's your goals? Where are your targets?
So next 1 to 3 years, I'll see myself. I'll see myself in the UFC. I'll see myself in the UFC for sure. No, if
Yeah.
they know what contending series is there, I'll take it. Even before I get, say, for instance, I don't get a title. I don't get a title shot against Gift again. And they know what contender series is there, and I'll take it. Dana calls me. I'm out. I'm on a plane. I'm taking it. So yeah. So I'll see myself in the UFC. I'll see myself having a nice proper career in the UFC and do big things. So that's the next few steps for me. But I want to get two more 3 fights in with the UFC. It all depends. Big fights. Not no easy fights. That's not me. I always want to challenge myself. As much as I'm taking this big fight. All the other guys, they all on it about you must have undefeated record to get into the UFC. I'm like, come on, dude. It's not about that. It's about who you fought, and how active you are, and do you challenge yourself. And I have that, man. I have it all. I challenge myself, and I want big names. I want big names next. You never know. I might smack the Brazilian Magno Alves next, or the French dude Boalem.
Yeah. We're here to see it, mate. We're here to see it. But you touched on a good point there with these people that go, you need to be unbeaten. What are you really learning from that? If you don't go through loss, what do you learn? I mean, there's probably more things that you've taken from that one loss against Gift than what you might have taken from 5, 6, 7 of your previous fights. Yeah, I mean, like I think some people need that loss to learn how to win. Yeah, I mean, so it's always a good thing to lose. I don't see it as a bad thing. Obviously, it's not nice. It doesn't feel great. Like emotionally, you can go, like you said, you can go up and down. And obviously, it's not great for your team. It cannot be great for your family because they all go through it with you too. You're not on your own. You know what I mean? Like you say, you've got your circle around you. They all go through it and they see how you are and they experience it with you. So I think that loss is something that only makes people better. And what people talk about is you get 30% better when you become a champion. Do you feel that? When you won that belt, did you feel an energy, a new presence within you that just gives you that built-up confidence of I'm going out here and I'm going to be the champ, I'm going to be the double champ, I'm going to be in the UFC, and I'm going to smash everybody on my way to victory?
Yeah, for sure, man. That's I've been feeling that this whole time. I'm telling myself every time I look in the mirror in the morning, I'm like, Terence, you are the man.
Yes,
and for
mate.
sure,
That's phenomenal.
It's just fighting against a bigger guy in a different weight class. Just holds me up more. It's almost like Volkanovski when he fought Islam for the first time. And he went down to featherweight again. Told him, y'all better watch out if you challenge yourself like that. And so I challenge myself, and when I come back to flyweight, I'm gonna be dangerous, man.
Yeah.
So they better watch out.
Yeah, those boys better watch out. Like, so as you touch on Volkanovski there, thoughts, we're getting the rematch again this weekend, or the weekend coming up. Incredible, man. There was some chaos going on in the UFC last week with all these fights dropping out. Obviously, we lost Paulo Costa as well. But, mate, Volkanovski versus Islam. Who did you have winning the first fight, Volk or Islam?
Volk for sure.
Same,
Volk
mate. Yeah.
sure.
Finished the 5th round on top, weighing that ground and pound. You know what I mean? Stuffed like most of his takedowns. Islam did secure a few because he's an absolute demon of a wrestler. You know what I mean? He's got that Dagestani pressure on top, but Volk was impressive, man, and I truly believe that he won that fight. And for him now, similar to not quite 10 hours notice, but 12 days notice, 11 days notice, he's gone, yeah, whatever. I'm going to fly to Abu Dhabi and I'm going to take that belt and I'm going to win this fight the second time round. You know what I mean? Well, like we believe he won it. A lot of other people believe he won it, but on the books, he is going to win this fight the second time round. So you're looking forward to it?
Yeah, I got Volk for this one. You know, I got Volk for this one. People are gonna say, "Oh, you just came to the couch. Islam's gonna beat you. How's the cardio gonna be?" But I know Volk has been training, and like he said, he had a few drinks in between. He wasn't all active in training like he used to be for fighting camp. Like he said it himself, he loves to plan and have a fight camp, a full fight camp per person. But that shows me the mindset of Volkanovski is different, man. That's why he's the GOAT. That's why he's the best. That's why he's the number one pound for pound for me, and he keeps proving everyone wrong. And I feel like him going to Abu Dhabi, shocking the world, 12 days notice, that's gonna be history. I'm going for Volk on this one.
Yeah, same, mate. Same, right there with you. And for somebody like you that looks up to these people as inspirations or for a bit of encouragement or whatever, I mean, what a guy, like you say, goes from one weight class, moves up a weight class, comes back down, going back again. You know what I mean? It must just show to you that you're not the only one that has this mentality, and also just drive you on of he can achieve it, I can achieve it. You know what I mean? And just give you that extra little bit of a bump. But mate, this has been great. I'm honestly grateful for your time. Thank you for jumping on. I'll wrap this up. We've almost gone, I think, just about an hour now. You know what I mean? So we'll get this wrapped up. But congratulations again, man! Absolutely phenomenal performance. You've done really, really well. I can't wait to see you back in there and get that champ status. Whether it's the rematch against Gift or wherever it is, maybe 1 or 2 more fights before you're going back in there. But I'm sure you're going to show up and you're going to show out every single time.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Appreciate it. Thanks for having me on your show, bro. It's an honor. Like I said, I'm down. You guys just gotta let me know whenever I'm down.
No, like I say, appreciate you coming on, and again, shout out to Ola for setting this up, man. You know what I mean, getting us linked together and putting me in with that promo vid that the Fight Week show put together for the last fight as well. I'd done a couple of little voice bits in the video that they put in there as well. That was fun to do. So yeah, I can't wait to see what the future holds for you, mate. So if you got anybody you want to give a shout out, any socials you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, I just want to give a shout out to my people, man, my team, my family. I love y'all. Thank you for supporting me on this journey and always being there and just sticking with me, man, and actually believing in me on days where I didn't believe in myself. And I'm gonna give a big shout out to my sponsors. I love y'all. Thanks for being part of this journey, and just all the hardcore Black Panther fans out there, man. I love y'all, and yeah, stay tuned. We got big things lined up in the pipeline. So yeah, I won't change because I'm a champ now. I'll still be the same goofy person I am, you know. So yeah, and shout out to the Fight Week show. Shout out to you, my man Jordan,
Cheers,
for having me on your show. And yeah, shout out to the EFC man, Graham Cairo. You guys are legit, and my coaches.
Awesome, man. Awesome. So what's your Instagram again, just for the people so they can come and find you?
Yeah, you guys can catch our Black Panther 125 MMA. That's it. Black Panther 125 MMA. I want to get my following up, man. You know, I want to get big on IG.
Let's get on it, people. Let's get on it, people. I'll get you on the story, bro. I'll get you shared. I'll try and do what you can. I've only just started my Insta account from this podcast. Like I say, I'm just starting out in this game myself. But mate, we'll do what we can to pump you up there because you're going to be a star. and we're all here for it, mate. So thanks again, mate, for jumping on, and I look forward to having you on again in the future if you're up for it. And yeah, peace out, brother.
Peace, my brother. Love.